Welcome to Vibrant Numerals, where we explore the vibrations of the universe and use numerology to be able to apply it to our everyday life. I'm Elizabeth, and in this video, we're going to discuss some very interesting numbers that have come out of hip hop in the last about 2 weeks, looking at Clipse's numbers for the first week of Let God Sort 'Em Out, looking at Tyler the Creator's first week numbers of Don't Tap the Glass, and we have some interesting GNX tour numbers that have come out. So we're going to explore all of those in this video. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. So I got a request to expand upon this post that I did. I don't know why this makes it so big. I just want it a little bit bigger. That's okay. But I'm going to do is I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to break down these numbers for you more because that's what was requested. But I'm also going to show you how I picked up on this vibration and was able to see what numbers and what vibrations were actually coming out. So we always have something that grabs our attention. And for me, the attention grabbing number was actually, I think I'm going to put this in a box, was this 118. Because right now, we actually have a ton of storm energy. The theme of storms, the actual weather of storms, and also like the way that people are talking to each other and communicating and groups of people, it all has this storm energy. And that caught my attention because that vibration was coming up quite often. And so 118 is the numerical vibration of the word the storm. What's also interesting is right after Clipse dropped, probably about a week and a half after Clipse dropped, we moved out of the Mayan year of the storm into a new year. According to the Mayan calendar. So this storm energy was very prevalent. So 118 is actually talking about how this storm is the coming of this karmic energy, which is very interesting because when we hear all of the stories and what Clipse had to go through, and Pusha T in particular had to go through in order to get this album to be able to come out, and the work that they've put in, that's all very cyclical. Like you reap what you sow. They put in a ton of work to promote this. They really stood 10 toes down on what they believed in and getting this pushed out, did whatever they had to do to be able to get it pushed out. And then that allowed for this new energy to come in. And this, when we add these together, we get another 10. So 10 is this new energy, so bright new energy. So this is a perfect energy for this album to be born into. And but this is enhanced by the zero. So it's kind of like this God energy, this universal energy, this energy that's greater than us that we have no control over, came in and gave this one energy. So not only did the Clipse work really hard to be able to earn these number ones, but also the universe came in with this zero energy and gave them a 1 as well. So it's a lot of new energy. It's like really considered like you have reaped what you sowed. You put in all this energy, you stood 10 toes down on what you believed in, and here's what you get. And this is incredible. These numbers were incredible for an independent album. and all of the promotion that they did. And I think we'll have to look at the vibrations of what were the vibrations, but also what were the astrology as they were going through their promotion. If that's something you'd like to see, let me know, because I do think that's something that we could probably apply to ourselves as well. But then if that wasn't enough, when we add up all of these numbers, so the 118 of how many first week sales, plus the number one as an independent album, plus the number one for vinyl album, and the 4, where 4 is very much about foundation. It's setting a new foundation for hip hop, which they absolutely have done in the way that they were promoting it. They are setting a new foundation for how things should be done, not just for the independent artist, but for hip hop as a whole. And when we add these together, we get 124. And so this is where we see this 4 of foundation. So setting a new foundation, but also testing and challenging the foundations that were already in place. So we know about what Clipse and Pusha T in particular had to go through in order to keep Kendrick Lamar's verse on their album and to get this album to come out. They were challenging the foundations of how things were done at the same time as setting a new foundation for the ways things could be done in the future. So this is huge. And by setting that foundation and testing those foundations, it got us to this 12 energy of changing perspective. So they challenged foundations, they established new foundations, and they got us to a brand new change in perspective, which then 124 equals the numerical vibration of the phrase, I love you. So they put in this work, and that is the ultimate way to be able to give love to this piece of art that they created, to this work that they created, and to the foundation that has now been set. Also, this 124, so when we add this up, so when we do 1 plus 2 plus 4, we get 7. And 7 is taking action and flow. And that's exactly what Clipse had to do. They had to be in this vibrational pocket. We already know that they can get into the lyrical pocket rhythmically, no problem. But they here had to get into this vibrational pocket and allowing things to move the way that they were just moving, whether they wanted it to move that way or not, but being in that vibrational flow, so they could take action in that flow. So even if it didn't feel like it was an easy path to walk on, their actions were easily flowing on this flow of vibrational energy that got them to this ultimate goal of being able to produce this amazing piece of art, this amazing album, and sharing it with the world, but also shifting the foundations of how independent artists are perceived and worked, and also artists that are considered older. Coming back after 16 years is huge. And we can look over here at this 16 years, where 16 is another 7. So 16 takes us to another 7 of being able to take action and flow. And that's really what they did to be able to produce all that they did, is they really were strategic and intentional, and that helped them get into this vibrational pocket to take action and flow to produce these results. But also 16 is the vibrational representation of the Tower card in tarot. And so the Tower card is where everything is disrupted. Everything is broken up and disrupted, and you have a choice. Either you go with the flow and you allow things to fall and crumble and be disrupted, and you contribute and add to those changes, because that's in the vibrational flow, or you try and fight against it. Here, coming back after 16 years, is Clipse saying we are in this vibrational flow, we are fine with it tearing down, and then that relates back to these fours of challenging the foundations of the way things were done and producing new foundations. The last little bit, which is still like so incredible, is that when I saw this posting, it was 52 minutes since it was posted. 52 is the numerical vibration of the word heart. Lot of heart in this album, so that's surely represented. And then Clipse themselves, their name, I'm running out of colors here. Clipse actually resonates at 64. 64 is another 10. So it's another 10, another 1 that represents here. So their name alone is drawing in that universal God energy of that 0, that energy that is bigger than us, that we can't control, but they have allowed it to be what it is and to make moves in what they're doing. And so they have that, and that was a big connection between their name and then what they actually had for those first week sales. So then if we take the 64 plus 52 plus the 16, we get 132, and 132 is the numerical vibration of the word creativity. So we have all kinds of creativity in this album, not just in the music produced, in the work of Clipse and Pharrell. We see that creativity, but also in the way that they promoted the album, in the way that they challenged foundations and established new foundations, was all in this creativity vibrational pocket. And what's also interesting is 132 is actually 66 plus 66. So with those energies, let me see, there we go. So 132 equals 66 plus 66. And when you have these vibrations that are right next to each other, that are the same vibration, it creates a lot of momentum. And so this shows that they had huge momentum in what they were doing because they were in that vibrational pocket, because they were taking actions in vibrational flow. They weren't fighting against it. And 66 is the numerical vibration of freedom. They're independent artists and get to have the freedom of being who they are, and now they worked so hard so that they could present their artwork and were free to present it the way they had intended. But also 66 is the numerical vibration of family. So the brothers came together as family and created this beautiful work of art for all of us, and it shows in all of the vibrations of their first week. So now let's look at what we got for Tyler the Creator's first week. And here I really enjoyed being able to look at the production of this album, but also like of the website and having the rules. And it was really cool because when I was looking at the vibration of the rules, if you just took out the word your, so it's not leave your baggage at home, but it's just leave baggage at home. because we carry around other people's baggage sometimes too. I thought that was kind of ironic that it's not just your baggage, it's all baggage. If we just take out your, now the numerical vibration for these three rules is 888. And here again is that 8 energy, which is resonating very strongly right now. And it's this infinitely cycling energy that you are putting out into the world, and it's coming back to you. So it's reap what you sow energy. Very much. It's like, okay, we're putting this out and we're bringing this back in. I wanted to include this here, not just because it's interesting vibrations, but really because this is also an amazing feat that has happened in hip hop, because it hasn't even been a full year since Tyler the Creator came out with his last album, and then we have this surprise album that was wonderful and definitely followed all the rules in listening to it. But the other part is the first week sales of this 197. If we add this up, we get 17, which is another 8. So this whole album, everything that went in, it was a labor of love, of course, but of all of this energy that was put in, it very much is giving to the world what was put in. It's almost like it was unexpected. It's like an unexpected harvest, where these pieces and these seeds and these little things came and nurtured the seeds and nurtured this crop, and then here it is, all magnificent. So we have lots of 8 energy with Tyler the Creator's album and first week sales, and that's right aligned in that vibrational pocket that we've been seeing. We also see, just like we saw with Clipse, is we have several 10s here, but also a ton of 1s. So we have 1, all these 1s here. And so this really is, it's not just the 8 energy, but it's putting out into the world new energy. So similar to Clipse, where they were changing the foundation of things, here Tyler's work is now giving us these vibrations of, here's something new, here's something to think about, which he does quite well, quite regularly, but here it is again. Here, try this. Here, try this. Here, try this. Oh, you don't like that? Too bad. This is what's new. And so this is a very interesting set of vibrations as well. The last thing that I'll talk about that I think is relevant from the last few weeks in the hip hop world is that we see that the official numbers for the GNX tour in Toronto, which was very controversial, have come out, and it's very representative of what we were seeing as well. So with Kendrick and SZA in Toronto, we see that they made 7.7 million in revenue. 77 is the numerical vibration of the word power. So they went into that space and they embedded power into the Toronto space. So where there was controversy, they came in and fed it power. Then, in addition to that, there was 72,000 tickets sold. 72 is, first step is looking at what is the dualism that can be taken away. And Luther and really all of the songs that Kendrick and SZA have done together, but this tour also it's breaking down what it looks like to have a co-artist tour. And that interaction between them is breaking up and changing what we think about in these dualities between male and female, or masculine and feminine, and the masculine and feminine within each of us, regardless if we are considered a man or a woman. And that's really what this 2 is it's really pointing out that they are bringing in this energy. And of course, with all these zeros, it's a lot of universal, divine, God-like energy coming in and really enhancing these energies. And so they are doing away with this dualism in order to take action and flow. So here's the 7 again. So they have 77 here, and then 7 here. We saw 7 also with Clipse, and we saw 17, another 7 with Tyler. So it's really important to recognize the message coming in that you have to take action in flow. That's the perfect combination of masculine and feminine energy, that you are flowing with the energy in the feminine way, while taking masculine action. And by doing this, then we get to the 9. And this is 2025 is a 9 year. So in a 9 year, in a place, Toronto, that had all kinds of controversy about what was going to happen and who's going to say what and all of that nonsense, the GNX tour was able to come in and end a lot of that talk, end a lot of those cycles that were happening, but also utilize this 9 energy in the way that it has been moving in this year. It seems like in this year that this 9 energy isn't necessarily about ending things, but it's about shifting energy. So if we have the 9 and the 1 in this 9 cycle, I don't know why that happened. Let me get back here. If we have the 1 and the 9 together in this 9 cycle, now what we're seeing is that they're right next to each other. We'll just write it right here. So if we have the 9, we have a 9 cycle where the 9 and the 1 are coming together here in like a smiley face. Now what's happening is, instead of this just ending, it's actually ending something, holding on to that energy, and then shifting it to new energy. So we're getting this 1 again. That's where all this 1 energy is coming from. It's coming from ending the way that we do things. It's ending the way that we think about things. It's ending these cycles, these infinitely cycles that have been happening in hip hop that need to be done away with, and it's shifting it into new energy. So for all of you hip hop artists and reactors and anybody in that space that's wanting to create, now is the time to see that these things are ending. Grab onto that energy that's getting shifted, grab onto that 1 new energy, and create something magnificent. So hopefully that gives you some encouragement. It also breaks down these numbers for you. Let me know in the comments if you have any additional questions, or want me to look at any additional numbers in this same kind of way. Thanks for being here. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and hit the notification bell so you can find out when I have another video. Thanks. Bye.